The sum-up card reader makes card payments.
Okay, and hey guys, welcome back to Fight the Flat Earth. Tonight we have another Flat Earth debate for you. First of all, before we get going, can everyone in the chat just confirm that they can hear me? That'd be fantastic because I'm not very good at OBS. I'm still learning. So yeah, can you guys hear me in the chat? Yay! I think so. Hi. Yeah, just waiting for it to catch up. Yeah, I think they can hear me. Right, so today we have Dead Kennedy in Space, and Why You Are an Idiot. Now, I recently debated Why You're an Idiot, and before we get started, I've got a little bit of a bone to pick with you because you actually bailed on Dead Kennedy in Space to come and debate me, and that's a bit rude.
Thank you.
I wasn't sure when he was going to do it. That's why. That's all it was.
There's definitely comments on my channel saying...
Yeah, I know. You told me, like, in a few days. I was like, okay, well,
I said
what's
that
a few
day,
days?
but whatever.
Okay, well,
I just left it like that.
I just want to...
like, okay, whoever comes first. And then we waited a week, and now we're here.
I just want to say to Dead Kennedy in Space, I'm sorry, I had no idea about that, but I wanted to make sure you got your chance to have your debate. And why don't you just take a few minutes to introduce yourself to my viewers?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I want to say thank you very much to Craig for having me here. My name's Kevin, otherwise known as Dead Kennedy in Space. I run a channel where I explain that Flat Earth is complete nonsense and talk about space travel and basically anything science related that interests me. I'll probably be moving on to other conspiracies soon because honestly, Flat Earth is definitely a flavor of the month and it's on its way out the door, whether my opponent realizes it or not. After watching his debate with Craig last week, I had a lot of big laughs, and I'm really excited for this. I'd love to see anything. This guy, I'm sorry, I don't know your actual name. I'd love to see W. All right. I'd love to see your biggest flat Earth proofs. I'm interested to see what you can bring to the table here.
Did you watch my video?
I watched one of your videos.
Yeah, you should have watched the whole thing. Yeah, next time watch the whole thing because I pretty much debunked Craig really easily, and I showed proof for everything I was saying. Physical proof, not like me just talking. Physical proof for everything I was saying. And on top of that, I proved that Craig was also a liar in that because I was skimming through the whole debate, and he literally lied like 2 to 3 times during the debate.
I have a feeling I know
pretty much have it recorded, and the shit's hilarious. So, Craig, I want you to understand something. Your word no longer has value to me because you lied.
I don't.
You were better off saying you didn't know.
Okay.
Next time, say you don't know.
Now let's just get one thing clear. I didn't lie to you. The fact that you misunderstand
it's right on video. You can go to my channel.
Yep, I've seen the video.
You can go to my channel. Right, it's in the video. Everyone,
let's calm down. Right, I've seen the video and it was hilarious. I thank you for that. But we're not going to discuss what me and you had going on. Okay, I would like to continue my conversation with you another time, but tonight is about you and Dead Kennedy in Space.
Yeah, sure, I'll beat him too.
Cool. All right. So I am here to keep this in order. All right. There's no particular structure. I just want you guys to have a discussion. If it gets too heated, I'll step in. If I think someone's trying to avoid answering a question, I'll step in, and that's on both sides. I will be impartial. And that's my role here. The conversation is for you guys to have tonight, so off you go.
Well, W, I have a question. If one of the pardon me, you say that Craig lied. I wonder if one of those had to do with your balloon satellite claim. Is that right?
Yes, completely. Okay. That's one of them. That's just one.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What does the word satellite mean?
If I'm correct, it's just an object that they put in the sky to receive signals. That's
wrong. A satellite, by definition, is something that orbits the Earth. A moon and the moon are satellites.
No, it orbits the atmosphere, and I can prove that. It's on video.
Pardon me?
It orbits the atmosphere, and I can prove that. It's on video.
I'm saying the word satellite, by definition, means something that orbits the Earth.
Yeah, I don't care about the definition. I care about what I see. Remember, your feelings don't mean anything to me. Your
No,
feelings
you're
don't
not
mean
listening.
anything to me. What matters is the physical evidence.
When Dead Kennedy's trying to finish the thought, just let him get it out, and then you can respond. Okay.
All right, Kennedy, go.
What I am saying is that when Craig said that that's not a satellite, he was categorically correct because balloons are not satellites. They do not orbit the Earth. Anything to do with high altitude balloons does nothing to disprove orbital satellites, by the way. Yes, there are high altitude balloons. They have various purposes, but none of that disproves orbital satellites. I could ask you a number of questions that I'm pretty sure you probably can't answer when it comes to satellites.
Yeah, probably. You might be right. You might be right, but here's the thing. Prove a satellite even exists outside in space. Because Red tried to do the same thing with the ISS, and he got the measurements wrong, and I proved him wrong easily.
I'm sure you did. So
yeah, I did. It's on video.
So satellite dishes at the equator point straight up. What are they pointed at?
Don't know. Don't care. Never seen them. The only one I've ever seen is the ISS. That's the only one I've ever seen, and I proved it was in the atmosphere. Every time I looked for something else, I saw a tiny little dot.
Don't know was the key there. If the claim is that all satellite dishes are pointing at ground towers, what are satellite dishes at the equator pointing at?
I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing up there.
My answer is satellite.
What are they up there for?
What?
What are satellites even up there for?
A million purposes? Like, are you serious? Okay. To gather data about the Earth, to gather data about space, to gather data about weather. They're transmission and collection machines. Like, they have a multitude of purposes.
Okay.
I'm not sure what your question is.
I'm pretty sure they have a purpose. I don't doubt that at all. Now, what that purpose actually is, I question. But can you even prove space exists? Because you can't even prove the core. What makes you think you could prove space?
Oh, I absolutely can prove the core.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right, let's go. Let's do this. I want to hear it.
Definitely. This was something interesting in your debate with Craig that I thought was interesting. So do you know what, pardon me, do you know what P and S wave distribution look like when detecting an earthquake epicenter?
I'm guessing it must give off a ripple of some kind, but I don't see it. No, I've never seen it. All I've seen are, what you would call the data schematics, kind of like when you do a lie detector test, it kind of goes up as the movement increases.
Am I able to screen share?
Yeah. Let me just make sure.
Yeah, show me. I want to see.
Give me 1 sec. Alright, just give me 1 second. I want to make sure it's all set up right.
Sure. Basically, what I'm going to show here is the distribution of P waves and S waves and how they radiate outwards but are refracted in the very middle by the core of our Earth. And the basic distribution of these patterns, the only geometric shape on which they are possible is a sphere.
No, show me. I want to see.
Yep. Just give me 1 sec to.
Yeah, I know.
Done.
It's fine. I want to see it first.
There we go. That's working. All right. 1 sec. Nearly there. I'll read out all super chats at the end of the night, guys. I'll try not to get in the way of the flow. I'm sorry, I should have had the Hangouts thing ready to display. Okay. Right, you should be okay to screen share, and everyone else should be able to see it now.
It should be screen sharing now?
Yeah. Let me just make sure. Yeah, if you screen share within Hangouts, it'll present to everyone.
Oh, okay. Shoot, I don't actually know how to do
that. 3 dots at the top right. Click on that, and then it says screen share.
There we go. There we go. So can people see what I'm...
Yep, people can see that. Yep, I don't think they'll be able to hear it or anything, so just talk through it.
Okay. Well, there's nothing to hear in these. This is just a series of images. This is what the distribution of P waves and S waves look like. As you can see...
I can't see anything.
Oh, wait. Have I got to present you to everyone, for him?
All right.
If you click on his icon, you should then be able to see what he's displaying.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now I see it.
Okay.
Okay. This is a basic diagram of what P waves and S waves looks like when detecting the epicenter of an earthquake. Can you tell me another geometric shape in which this works?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That works perfect on a flat Earth, actually.
How?
That works perfect. We have a center, right? We have a center. And then it shoots out in different directions. That makes perfect sense on a flat Earth, because you're thinking this thing is like super thin or something. No, this thing is thick.
No.
This thing is thick.
Here's what we're seeing.
So let's say there's a
Look
center.
from the top to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Look from the top to the bottom. We see the waves go down, and
Yeah.
then on the other side of the Earth, they come up, refracted through the core. How does that work on any other shape?
That works perfectly fine on a flat Earth. That works
Standing
perfect.
if you're standing on the sides of it, otherwise that makes no sense whatsoever.
No, this makes perfect sense.
Are we on a giant wheel Earth?
No, we're not even moving. Because I want you to understand, I have no issue with the movement or the P waves or the S wave, any of that. I don't have an issue with the movement. I don't even have an issue that it's coming from the center.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter is, what is in the center? No one knows. You or me, we don't know.
Right.
The fact that waves are coming from there, yeah, sure, why not? Be my guest.
Right. If I could clarify
guest.
one sec though, if I could try and just clarify what the Kennedy in space is saying, he's the distribution of the P and Q waves are happening because of the spherical nature of the Earth, and the results that you get from seismology wouldn't happen on any other shape other than a sphere. And
Actually,
actually,
no, it works. Honestly, I can go into religious stuff, but I'm trying to keep it at the core.
Yeah, okay.
Keep it simple. I'm trying to keep it at the core and keep it simple, so that way we don't get too religious yet.
So could you?
I already know we're going to get into that.
Could you explain to Dead Kennedy in space?
It's perfectly fine. I'm looking at the picture right now, and this is perfectly fine on a flat Earth model. No issue with it whatsoever.
Can you explain how you can get those distribution of waves on a flat Earth, considering there wouldn't be a center like there is in a sphere? That is the question that Dead Kennedy's trying to get to.
There is a center, but there isn't a core. Especially if I'm talking about the center of Yggdrasil. Remember? Yggdrasil is at the center. So there has to be a lot of movement going on around there, especially if I completely know where it is on the map. I don't know for sure, but if I do know, and I have a theory about this, but if I do know, it's near the waters, the 4 rivers of Meru. And that's a lot of movement right there. But even if there wasn't, even if it wasn't in that spot, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter either way. This works perfectly fine on a flat Earth model, and I'm telling you this right now. It works perfectly fine. It's like the celestial poles. People think the two rotations don't work, but it's like, yes, it does.
I think I'm perfectly content to move on from this topic because I think I've pretty clearly shown that you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, you can keep saying whatever you want, but trust me, it works perfectly fine on a flat Earth model. There's no issue with it. Especially once you showed me the picture, holy hell. Yeah. I was like, oh yeah, this works good.
But it was a picture of a sphere that he showed you. That's what you understand, right?
Again, I think I've displayed that you don't really know what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else could we talk about here? So you're big on the firmament, right? You said that in your debate with Fight that you're very big on the firmament.
Oh yeah, I love the firmament.
Okay.
I love looking at it sometimes.
Do you believe that Operation Fishbowl was an attempt to destroy it?
There's 2 theories: either destroy it or check the distance.
Check the distance. So to check the distance, they fired nuclear warheads at it.
It's one of the two. One of the two. Either it's to try and break it or to check the distance, meaning they're firing at it, trying to create as much light as possible, and getting a measurement of distance that they can make assumptions about and guesses about at least.
We saw gigantic explosions. Why would they fire gigantic explosives at the dome to measure its distance?
That's up for debate. That's what I mean. I'm not 100% sure whether it was to destroy it or whether it was to check the distance. That's a theory. Those are the 2 theories going around. But if it was to destroy it, yeah, right. Good luck with that. That's like ants shooting freaking rocks and a freaking reinforced steel glass.
I just love the idea that someone would believe that in order to test the strength of the firmament, the government would fire high yield explosives at it. I think that's hilarious.
You think that's hilarious? Really? They
I
tried
think
to
it's
break
hilarious
through
that
it
you
in
would believe
freaking
that.
Genesis 11 by building a tower and freaking going to fight God, and they were trying to kill him. And God had to knock down the tower and freaking confuse the languages. It's nothing new. It happens all the time. They try and build towers and try and knock it out. Look at the towers that are being built right now. They're acting like they're competing with each other. Like, oh, I'll build a bigger tower than you. Oh, I'll build a bigger tower than you. Really, they just want to hit the dome.
They just want to hit the dome with the buildings.
No, they want to reach it. Meaning they want to get to the top.
So like some construction worker's just going to be, working on another point of a tower at some point, and he's not going to be able to go any further because there's molten glass in his way.
Well, it depends. Because how do I say this? Let's say you do reach the top. There are passageways that we can enter through that will get us to heaven, literally, like get us in heaven to those, the pearly gates that they talk about. Yeah. And yeah, that's not a good thing. God didn't like that. So he's not like, yeah, I'm not going to let that happen.
Okay. I'm not sure I want to go down the religion rabbit hole because, pardon me, like Craig said in his debate with you, I don't really believe in magic either. And you can say it's not all you like, but there are numerous things that happen in the Bible that are categorically scientifically impossible, and therefore
Name one.
Magic.
Name one.
Turning water into wine, expelling demons from sheep. Let's see.
Coming back from the
communicating
dead.
to other people through bushes. Can you show me any time that's happened outside of an insane person?
I can't show you that, but there are a ton of things that I probably can't talk about and experiences that I've had and things that I've seen. Now, whether you believe what I'm saying is true or not, that's up to you. But I have enough experience in this.
You've had some lucky days, and you interpret those as what, miracles?
No. It's not that I had some lucky days. I've seen some shit that you can't explain. Okay, here.
What?
Okay, here. I'm going to tell you one thing I saw. I saw an amputated leg grow back. Just by people praying over it. Explain that. I can't. The only answer I have is God.
In real time? Like it grew back over like a period of seconds?
I was a kid. I was a kid when this happened.
Hey, if you can find me some regrowing limbs, that'd be fantastic.
They made a VHS video about this.
I'm just asking questions because I want to understand.
I wish I could find it online. I tried looking for it.
Okay, well, I just want to make sure I understand what happened exactly. A person's leg grew back over a period of a few seconds.
Yes, it was an amputated leg that someone had, and the people just put their hands over it and started praying, and it started to slowly grow back, and I'm all like, holy shit.
So the whole that whole story and the fact that you couldn't find anything about it afterwards, and the fact that it happened when you were
I was a kid. What do you want me to do?
All of that sounds to me like
I know.
Bullshit.
I know. I could tell you more crazy stories that I've been through, of stuff that I've seen, of stuff.
No, I think we should probably stick to the flat Earth stuff because it doesn't sound like you've got a whole lot there either. So let's see. So pareidolia was evidence that giants once existed among us, and I know that you argued very hard on the idea that the supposed organ that was found had blood in it. Can you give a citation for that?
That's just one.
Can you give a citation for that?
Yeah, MFU University YouTube channel. You can go look it up. He does very detailed and explicit commentary on it.
So no scientific evidence.
You're gonna tell me it's not scientific? Geologist, MFU University. Look, whether you believe he's a scientist or not, I don't care. The question is, does he have any credentials at all to work at least in his department? Yes, he does. I'm sorry, I'm not a geologist, so I don't.
Has this finding been put into a peer-reviewed journal?
No. You want to know what happened? You want to know the story? Okay. Here's the story of what happened. Some people found out about this, and they made a video online. It got a few million views, and then they basically took the video down and took everything down, and a few people kept the videos, and one guy reposted it, and I grabbed one of them and reposted it again. Because if it's really false, why would they purposely remove the information? Why would they purposely try and remove the information? What's the point? If it's false, why remove the information? It had millions of views, and now it's gone. So now the people that are having it, because I had to retake it again, because I didn't think they were going to delete it. I honestly thought it was fake at the start. I thought it was fake. I'm all like, this can't be real. Nah, this can't be real. And the more I looked into it, the more I was just like scratching my head, like, this might be real.
Well,
But
I'm still coming
once
back to
once
a
they
YouTube
removed
channel
it,
is not a credible source. You need to tell me like what scientists did this experiment, who found this, like
I
where
can't
did they
remember the
publish their
professor's name.
findings?
Someone said him.
The
Someone
basis
said
of
his name.
science is you publish your findings. Where were the findings published? Don't say YouTube because that's not a scientific source.
I understand. I can't remember the professor's name because one, I never asked him, but some guy mentioned in one of my debates with the non sequitur. One guy actually mentioned in the chat, "Oh, this is his name." Because I never really asked him. What I did is I just listened to what he was saying, see what information he had. Now, if you want to, you can go to his channel, look up whatever credentials you want on him, and then be the judge yourself, whether you believe it's real or believe it's fake. That is up to you at the end of the day.
So you've got nothing but a YouTube video. Fine, moving on. So here's my big problem with the pareidolia thing, and nobody seemed to bring it up. It was really bothering me. If these things that look like things are actually those things, people need to study that. People need to look into that, chip away a piece of it, and find some organic material. You need to prove scientifically that it's not just a goddamn rock.
Yes, and that's what do you think? Look, what do you think happened when they found out about this? People started chipping away at some of this stuff. They really did.
Yes, and one of them was Elephant Rock. People have chipped away at Elephant Rock and they haven't found anything but rocks. So that is categorically pareidolia. It's a rock that looks like an elephant and nothing more.
No, you probably got to dig deeper. Because I have one that literally looks like a giant alligator. And it's literally already cut in half, basically. And you can see, you know how alligators have like a white inside? Their meat is kind of white? Yeah, the whole inside is completely just white-skinned, exactly like a crocodile would be. And it's really strange and really weird, but that's the case.
There's no organic material, there's no fossilized material, it's just rocks.
Yeah, look, for me, I'm not 100% sure on that. You think I'm 100% sure on all of it? Of course not.
I don't think you're any percent sure. I think some of them are some of them are statues. And you get your stats from there. Like, look, do you know? I don't think you have. I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how science works.
I'm listening.
Well, people in science publish their findings, and they don't publish it on YouTube.
Okay. Would you like to hear something?
Sure.
Okay. There was an atheist. They brought him dinosaur. A finding of a dinosaur. They brought it to him. And he was an atheist at the time. And he published his findings. And he said that the dinosaur is only 2,000 to 3,000 years old, maybe. That's it. It's real young. Real young. He was an atheist. He just published his findings. He didn't say anything else. Someone literally walked into his office. Okay, and said, "I don't want any of your religious crap in here," and fired him on the spot. And he told him, "I'm an atheist. I'm not religious." He was an atheist, and he got fired. And guess what? You want to know what happened afterwards? He got saved, and he became a believer in Christ. And in Giants, in the flood, he became a believer.
That's nice.
Because that idiot was so stupid to not realize what he was doing. Instead of saying, "Hey, trying to fake it," he went in there angry. Oh, and this is on video. You can look at Trey. You guys know Trey Smith?
No idea. This is pointless rambling, man. You need some citations on this. I'm bored of this story.
Yes, I know. You can go on Trey Smith's channel. He has if I'm correct, a video called Dinosaurs or Prehistoric, something like that. And he talks about how, because he was working, the guy was working there, and he talks about how he got fired just for showing that dinosaurs were young. So it's like, okay, so if They're firing him because he's
Okay,
proving
you've
that
said the
dinosaurs
story,
are
but
young
again,
and that dinosaurs were in the past.
citation needed.
Yes, I know.
I get the point of the story, but you can't prove any of this. It's just a story.
Yeah.
And there's an
Look,
entire field of scientific study that begs to differ with the idea that dinosaurs are young.
yeah, and guess what? There's a video online of a guy who found there's a group of people found a human footprint with a dinosaur.
And
you want to
where
know
did
what
they
happened?
publish their findings?
On camera, literally on camera.
YouTube. You're not understanding, dude. Where are the
Like-
studies? Where's the documents?
Like, how are you not getting this?
How are you not getting this? You're from the University of YouTube. YouTube is not a credible source.
Stop lying. Stop lying.
How is that lying? YouTube is
How-
not a credible
YouTube
source.
is
Anybody
pretty
can
much
upload anything to YouTube.
Right now, YouTube is the biggest media station pretty much anywhere.
And is what I just said not true? Anybody can upload anything to YouTube at any time, given its, whatever its rules.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean everything everyone says is uncredible. Some of this, you think I believe everything
But
you
none
say
of it is
going to be
immediately
uncredible?
credible.
No, that's
None of it's
stupid.
immediately credible. You need further references. You can't just throw out a video and say that's my proof. You need to back up that video with something.
Oh, really? So basically, look. Just listen to me. Listen to me. The fact that they find a dinosaur and human footprint together, and then someone literally on camera, live, it's on YouTube, okay, literally goes in and smashes it with a hammer and breaks it because he doesn't like what he's seeing.
Okay, I have a question.
Just to destroy it and
there's numerous
remove the
videos.
evidence from the human race, so that way no one knows
W,
they
W.
live together.
W, just give Dead Kennedy a minute to ask you a question.
There's
Okay.
numerous videos of flat earthers proving the globe on YouTube. Therefore, the Earth is a globe.
No,
I just used
have
your
plenty of
logic
videos.
and now I win.
No. It's really for flat Earth. It's really simple. For flat Earth, it's really simple. You can send a camera up, etc., 120,000 feet, and then you're usually going to get two views: one with a small kind of curve, and then one that looks completely flat. And guess what? Both are correct on the flat Earth. Both of those videos are correct on the flat Earth, and they both prove flat Earth. And it makes it really easy because I have my model that Craig doesn't like. He says I don't have one.
Well,
You don't have what?
But I do. Huh?
You
could
don't have what?
I think we need to define terms here with things like models. So could you, W, define what a model is in relation to the shape of our world?
Oh, please do.
Okay, so there's a few details. Of course, I can't get everything perfectly, but there's a few details. First would be, one, there's 4 corners on this place. Okay, it's set on pillars. 2, there is an inscribed circle on the flat Earth. It's inscribed by God. And you guys can see it. And you guys you
Right.
globe heads like to use it in your debates. Like, oh, we sent a camera 120 feet high. Look at this curve.
Okay, right. If I could just that's not what a model is. A model
Can I
is
answer it?
you go ahead, dude.
I understand, but I'm just giving a small little reference, okay?
Yeah,
Just giving a
but-
small little
but it's all
reference.
wrong.
Giving every detail to the model?
No. I'm not asking for your details of the model. I'm just asking you what a model is. That I think that's important for us to be able to move forward in the debate. That we actually define what something like that is as a term. So, what is, in relation to our planet, a model?
Well, it depends.
No, it really doesn't. There is very defined, a very specific definition of what a model is, and why
It's
we
not
can
so much
say
a
we have.
definition. It's more explaining my model.
Are you not arguing that words don't have definitions?
Yeah, I'll let you take it
No.
from there.
I understand words have definitions, but that doesn't really mean much to me. Just like how math doesn't really mean much to me. It's a joke now. Math has become a joke to me now. It's just laughable. Like when people use math, I'm just like, yeah. But they can't even read a religious text
I
properly.
understand. 2 plus 2 isn't 4. Yeah. So a model, by the way, is a scientific explanation of reality that has predictive capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have that for the flat Earth?
Not 100% predictive, but some of it, yes. Some of it, no.
Accurate? An accurate representation of everything we can observe in reality explained on a flat Earth?
Well, there's a few things I can't. How do I say this? I can't prove, and a few things I can. Here, I'll give an example of something I can't prove. Okay. Kennedy, where do you live? Where do you live? U.S., UK, what?
Canada.
Can you
Okay,
not
you
tell
live in
he's from
Canada.
Canada? Listen to his voice, man.
Okay. Now, you can open Google Maps, and I want you to point at where you live, okay? And then I want you to prove to me that you live on that piece of land. Can you prove to me that you live on that piece of land?
I'm
Now,
not sure what you mean by
I
proof.
believe where you're living is Canada. I really do. But I'm just gonna be honest. Like once I actually figured that out, I'm like, holy shit, I don't even know
Yeah,
what
if,
piece of
if
land
money
I'm
were
really
no
on. They could have
object,
lied to me.
if money were no object, yes, I could absolutely prove to you that
Oh
I
yeah,
live,
I know.
say,
It's the same thing with me.
with
I
say
could
a
prove it to you.
satellite phone, a thing that wouldn't work on a flat Earth.
A satellite phone?
Yes.
Sorry, I think everything's ground based.
No,
Everything's ground
I'm
based.
saying they're not. Okay, so if everything's ground based, let's go back to my previous question. What are satellite dishes at the equator pointed at? They're pointed straight up.
Okay. Now what about that?
That means they're pointing at satellites. There's nothing on the ground for them to point at.
Okay. So here's the thing. Where can you prove these satellites? Because I remember Red Rhetoric, he actually gave me, during the Nazi Equator debate, he actually gave me a channel. Go look at it. He said, oh, this person's proving satellites orbit the Earth. And I'm like, okay, let me go look. The only one I've ever seen anyone prove is the ISS. And then everything else looks like a tiny little dot in the sky spinning. It looks like a light in the sky
Imagine
just
that.
spinning.
Imagine
And I'm
that.
just like, okay,
That
is
the
that really a
ISS looks
satellite?
like. Wait, with the ISS, you can barely make out its solar panels with a good telescope, and you're surprised that something that's 3 meters wide is just a dot?
Well, what do you expect me to be like? You expect me to be like, oh, that dot is.
I expect
Yeah,
you to
that's for
understand
sure
how
a
size
satellite.
works.
That's for sure a satellite. Yeah, that little dot. No, come on, man.
Okay, again, so you have no answer for what satellite dishes at the equator are pointing at to receive their signal.
I don't even think satellites are up there. The only one I've seen is ISS, and I will agree with Red on that. He
You
proved the
can't answer the
ISS
question yet.
exists.
I'm saying satellite dishes at the equator are receiving their signal from the direction they are pointed. The direction they are pointed is straight up.
Yeah, I don't believe they're doing anything. Sorry. Even if they're pointing straight up, I still don't believe they're doing anything.
Okay, every single satellite dish worker on the planet disagrees with you.
Okay, let them disagree with me all they want. They still cannot prove satellites are actually up there.
They absolutely can. You're just not accepting
No.
the fact.
All I see is tiny dots, and the only one I have is the ISS, and I proved that's in the atmosphere, meaning it's only a few miles up. That it's not like out in orbit.
So you have a
it's like,
bad
okay,
windstorm one day. Hang on, you have a bad windstorm one day, and your satellite dish, which is at the equator and pointed straight up, it gets knocked a little bit, and suddenly you can't get your TV signal anymore. A guy comes over and adjusts its orientation until it is again pointed at the satellite to receive the signal again. You're telling me his whole job is a lie and he doesn't know what he's doing?
No, I'm telling you that every time something happens, and this is from my place, every time something happens and I have an issue, it's always a cable. It's always some type of cable. And trust me, where I live, holy crap,
Okay,
it
so what you're
happens
saying
too
is
much.
satellite adjustment repairs never happen. They don't exist.
Oh no, I'm not saying satellite, adjustment repairs never happen, but I don't believe it's the satellite itself. I believe it has something to do with the cables inside. It has something to do with the cables, but everything else, the fact that something is actually up there. Look, I'll give
again,
you the
you
most.
believe
Look,
every
you want to know the
satellite
most
dish
I'll give
employee
you?
is lying about their job.
No, you want to know the most I'll give you? The most I'll give you is if you want to say satellites are in Earth's atmosphere spinning around us and, kind of going around the dome, sure, be my guest. I'll give you that. But to say they're out in space, no. The most I'll give you is inside the atmosphere where they're here. And I don't mind doing that. I really don't mind doing that. Because it's not like I believe satellites are fake. I've seen them.
So the question then becomes, you don't believe anything is in space. I have a question for you. Do you believe that, do you accept that we can verify what the speed of light is?
No.
Why not?
Sorry, too many issues with this because, how do I say this? If you go back in time, I did this on one of my debates where they told me about the speed of light. And I was telling them, like, I just don't know. I'm not 100% for sure that it's a constant. Okay? And I told him, hey, look, there's these news articles from back in the day saying, the speed of light is not a constant. It constantly changes. Now, I'm not saying it can't be a constant, but 100%, I will admit this. I do not know. And I would just, if it is a constant, I'm fine with it. Really, if it is a constant, I am fine with it. If not, okay, so be it. But I have no issue with it.
Even if it weren't a constant, if it shifts by some tiny percentage at any point, that doesn't really change the fact that if you point a laser at the moon, you can predict exactly how long it's going to take to bounce back.
Oh God, please no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go to the laser.
That's basic science. If you accept the speed of light, then we can figure out how far away the moon is based on how long the laser takes.
How far is the moon, Kennedy?
Roughly 238,000 miles away.
Yeah, sorry, my video disproves that. And that's how I disprove the ISS. It's only 11 to 40 miles away.
Sure, yeah.
And it's on video. Come on, you saw it.
No,
you saw it. He lied about it. And you saw it. So guess what? Look, you guys can say it's a lie. You guys can think my video's a lie all you want. But it's there for everyone to see. The sun and moon are only about 40 miles high. How big they are, I don't know. I'm not going to make that assumption. Craig tried to. I just laughed at him.
Did you know that your double moon clip on your channel is pretty clearly fake?
Which one? My double moon clip?
Called the video is called Flat Earth Empty Vessel.
Yes.
It's got a clip of a double moon in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty clearly fake.
No, it's pretty clearly real because Mark Sargent has a double sun also. Another video of a double sun from a whole nother country.
Let me tell you a few facts about that video. First, I could only find one copy of it on YouTube. Second, the comments are disabled on that video. Third, the like and dislike ratio is hidden on that video. Fourth, when you adjust the brightness and contrast on a still frame of that video, you can see a composition artifact on the right side moon indicating it's probably not real. Not only that, when the moon first appears, there's these weird black spots that suddenly disappear later. The whole thing is fake.
Possibly. No, there's a possibility it could be fake. You could show me. Can you show me?
I can show you the contrast thing, but I'm sure you'll write it off as something.
No, I want to see. I don't mind seeing. I like new information. I don't mind it.
I mean, there's not much to see, but sure. Hang on 1 second.
Are we screen sharing again?
If I could, yeah.
Yeah, give me 2 secs.
Is it going to be on Fight the Flat Earth or?
He will screen share it on Hangouts.
Let me know when.
Yeah, ready when you are.
Oops. I messed that up. Yeah, I did. There we go. All right, so, oops. You should be seeing a still frame from your video of this double moon.
And
there it is, adjusted for brightness and contrast.
Okay.
You see this dark spot around the moon, around the edge here?
Yeah.
That looks to me like it's been composited into the image.
Okay. Well, I think I have another explanation for it.
Okay.
Okay. So my explanation is that I think the moon, because all flat earthers, well, I'm going to say all, but I think most flat earthers believe the moon is giving off its own light. So that little contrast that you're seeing might just be the lights of rays coming off the moon that, us flat earthers believe in. And, it's not that hard to prove that the moon is giving off a cold light. That's easy to prove. The question is, how are you going to use that on a ball Earth model? That's the rough part.
It's pretty easy. It doesn't exist. There's no solid evidence for it, and that's how I disprove it on the ball model.
What are you talking about? There's videos all over the place showing that the moonlight creates a literally like 10 to 15 degree difference.
That stuff is about as reliable as Ghostbusters pointing one of their tools at a cold spot in the room and going, "Look, there's a ghost here."
Yeah, but wouldn't it make more sense if the moon really was not giving off a cold light? Wouldn't it make more sense if it got in the shade, it'd be colder? But that's not the case. The case is when we're in the moonlight, it's stronger. When we're in the shade,
That's what I'm saying.
guess
There's no
what? It's actually
consistent
hotter.
evidence for that. There's no consistent evidence for that.
I
Nothing
think
that
it's up to
cannot be
you.
explained as anything else.
If I could just ask a question about that, I'm not going to get involved, but do you know, W, what radiated cooling is?
No, tell me. Never heard of it.
That's why moonlight is colder than the shade, because at night, when the Earth isn't receiving all the energy from the sun, it is reflecting it back into space. But in the moonlight, there is no shade, so there is nothing blocking the heat from escaping, which means at night, in the shade, it will be warmer because there is things blocking the heat from escaping, which is why there's shade there. But in the moonlight, it's open to space, so the heat can escape easier, which means the moonlight will be colder. Okay, that's what radiated cooling is.
Wouldn't there be another kind of commonplace example of that in which on a very cloudy day it can tend to be warmer because the clouds basically act as a layer of insulation?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so that sounds like a reasonable explanation for this cold moonlight. Also, if it's generating light, why are there clouds, or excuse me, why are there shadows visible on the moon that are consistent with sunlight?
you mean what? Okay. When it comes to shadows on the moon, I don't know about that because the moon is. I'm not gonna lie, the moon is a big mystery even to me. I'm not even sure if it's a solid object. That's how literal I'm being. I don't even
But
know
if
if
it
it's.
gives off light, it cannot produce shadows.
Yeah. So that I don't know. I don't know about the shadows. I don't know.
You can
Look.
see
I've
them
never
with a
seen the
decent
shadows myself.
telescope.
Huh?
You can see them with any decent telescope. You can see shadows in the craters consistent with the sunlight.
Now here's where the issue comes in. The whole sunlight thing, passing by. Um, One, you're going to have to prove that the Earth rotates. You're going to have to prove it.
15 degree per hour shift.
Oh, you mean of the sun? The 15-degree hour shift of the sun?
No, I'm talking about laser gyroscopes.
No. You're talking about.
I'm talking about the time a flat earther proved the rotation of Earth using a laser gyroscope, which he couldn't stop from registering a 15 degree per hour shift.
Show me.
It's on Netflix, dude. It's called Behind the Curve.
Thank you.
Oh, that. Oh God. I didn't even watch it. Didn't even waste my time watching it.
Of course not. It disproves everything you believe in.
Yeah. In that documentary, Bob from Globebusters proves rotation, and Jeranism proves there's a curve. So.
One I know for a fact they were using the horizon, right?
No. You should watch the documentary before you try and discredit.
I know. But if I'm correct, they're using the horizon, right?
No, Jeranism did a line of sight test. And
yeah,
Bob
which I think, if I'm correct, Craig, you did that with me in the last debate, right?
No, very not that at all. No, that just confirms your misunderstanding of everything, that you don't really even know what I was trying to say to you in the debate, and now you're trying to compare it to something completely different.
No. I just want to be sure. What you're talking about, because I didn't see Behind the Curve.
Right.
I didn't see it.
Well, you really should watch it. Maybe just the last 20 minutes are the best, because they contain both the bits that are excellent. And you've got Netflix, right? Everyone's got Netflix.
I can. No, I don't have Netflix, but I can watch it. I already know how.
Cool. Well, seriously, just watch it, and then welcome to the baller community. But this isn't my debate, so I'm going to step back and let you carry on speaking to Dead Kennedy in Space.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's right. It's like pretty much a nail in the coffin for flat Earth. Like, this is the interesting thing to me, is that I'm kind of semi-preparing to move my channel away from flat Earth and towards other conspiracies and space science in general, because flat Earth is on borrowed time. We've answered every question you guys have. You don't like the answers, but we've answered them. And that's kind of where we stand now. It's standoff where you.
It's not that you didn't answer some, but there are some where you guys just we laugh. It's not to be mean, but we just laugh at it. We just think like that's a stupid ass answer. Some of the
an
answers are
argument
stupid.
from
Some of the
ignorance.
answers are actually very good. But
Okay, well,
like the
saying
whole
that's a stupid answer is an argument from ignorance. You've yet to prove
yeah,
any of them wrong
look, you can say whatever you want, but look, you're the idiot to me because you're the one who actually believes this place is moving. Yet you feel no movement whatsoever.
because you don't feel movement, you feel acceleration and deceleration.
Yeah, I've heard that argument, but no, something moving at 1,000 miles an hour, you're insane. Because here, let me explain. Let's say it's moving at a
No,
thousand
no,
miles an
no,
hour.
no. This, are you serious? You're arguing relative motion isn't a thing?
Let me explain. Let
Or
me
when you're in
explain.
a car, do you feel like you're going 60 miles an hour?
If I open the window, I do.
Exactly. You're getting
Okay.
sucked
Yeah.
out by the air.
Yeah, and guess what? You need a container to keep that from happening, right? Exactly.
And there's
Okay.
no
But
gradient in a contained environment.
yeah, sorry. I already went through
Yeah,
that with,
sorry,
you know.
no. If it's a pressurized
Right.
environment, there's no gradient.
Sorry, I already went through that with Craig. Anyone who wants to watch about the whole
And you had
gradient
a
thing, go to my
bullshit
video.
answer for it. You had a bullshit answer for it. When Craig asked you where does the gradient end and why, your answer was my Bible.
No, my answer was
Yes, it was.
Yggdrasil
You
is
started
real.
talking. Exactly,
My
my
answer was
Bible.
Yggdrasil is real. Real.
Yep.
100% real. I don't doubt it at all.
Well, holy
Miles
got it.
and tens of thousands of miles of literal roots and coal in the ground because, this thing got destroyed. Holy heck.
And none of it explained a pressure gradient at all.
Yes, it did.
Nope, not a bit of it.
It's
but
real
I don't
simple.
think you're going to accept that, so I'm willing to move on to something
Yeah, that's
else.
right. A giant tree in the middle of the earth is not going to create, enough oxygen for you to literally breathe
The
a
amount
ton.
of oxygen has nothing to do with the gradient. How many times do we have to tell you that?
Yes, I understand what you're saying. I
So
understand what you're
stop talking
saying.
about how many oxygen there is. It has nothing to do with anything.
Yeah, because you keep thinking it has nothing to do with oxygen, but unfortunately, in the past, it's proven and a fact that there was more oxygen on the Earth. What
And
happened
that
to
does
it?
not create
Where
a
did it
pressure
go?
gradient.
Where did the extra oxygen go?
It's replaced with other gases.
Where did it go?
It,
Where?
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna guess and say,
Thank you. That's all you have to say.
wait. I'm gonna guess and say it probably leaked out of the atmosphere into space, or it
Okay.
thinned out in some way.
Okay. See, at least you gave a more honest answer than Craig. Craig said no, it doesn't exist. La la la. Oh God, that was funny. That was just a funny little debate we had right
It
there.
still really doesn't matter. The amount of oxygen has nothing to do with why there's a gradient.
Yeah. Sorry, but when you have a tree that big, remember, we're throwing out carbon dioxide, right? If I'm correct,
This is
and
going in circles.
it's sucking it in and then throwing out oxygen. A tree that big, how much oxygen is it going to throw out? A tree that big,
Doesn't
how much
matter. It
oxygen
has
is it going to
nothing
throw
to
out?
do with the gradient.
A
What
ton.
causes the pressure
And then
gradient?
there's going to be no gradient.
What causes the pressure gradient to
I'm not
exist
even
in the
sure if I
first
could call it a
place?
pressure gradient because, look, if I have atoms inside me, then supposedly I have a pressure gradient inside of me because I have atoms. It makes no sense.
What are you talking about? What causes the pressure gradient to exist?
What? The lack of Yggdrasil. That's what causes it. That's what causes it. And whether you like that answer or not, doesn't matter. It's on the
It's
earth.
not an answer.
Yes, it is. You don't like that answer. But it is on the earth, whether people want to believe it or not.
It's not an answer because it doesn't have any kind of actual explanation.
Yes, it does. How does
A
that have
trees exist. Okay. What is pressure? Answer that. What is pressure?
Oh God.
You don't know?
He did ask you a direct question there. Could you actually just, it's a very simple question. What is pressure? So could you give the definition for pressure?
It's a force that pushes things in. That's what pressure does.
Dead Kennedy, would you like to correct him there?
I mean, okay, pressure is just the weight of air, basically, or the weight of something. Like, you understand what I'm trying to explain here is that the pressure gradient exists because of the weight of air on top of itself.
Yeah, but then you have to have gravity in order to keep it like that, and you can't prove gravity. And I've talked about this with Craig already.
Gravity's been proven, and again, you don't.
No, it hasn't. You haven't proven the core. You showing me nice little details, and I like it honestly, and I think it works great for the flat Earth, but it doesn't prove the core. So guess what? You can't prove the core.
Well,
you can't prove gravity. And
let me ask you something.
if you're gonna say it's mass attracts mass, good luck. I'll grab a rock outside, 2 rocks right now. I'll put one on one side of the table, one on the other, and I'll wait for them to attract to each other. Nothing's gonna happen. Nothing is gonna happen. Mass attracts mass is a joke.
Correct in that formula.
It's magnetic. We're talking about magnetics. That's what it is. But it's not gravity.
Oh, stop this madness. Yeah. Okay. So what is your problem with Cavendish then? Since Cavendish proves that mass attracts mass, what's your problem with Cavendish?
Oh no, I just don't believe it, because if mass attracts mass, that means mass attracts mass to anything. We're talking about anything.
Yeah. Yes,
anything. But here I'm going to use the Earth, which supposedly has gravity. I will use the Earth just to prove my point that mass doesn't attract mass. The only thing I've ever seen attract is magnetics. So guess what? Gravity doesn't exist. This force
I can use the Earth
that when we fall. No.
Okay. I'm holding a lighter in my hand right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I let it go, it's going to be attracted towards the Earth. There it went. It hit my desk. It's attracted to the Earth. Gravity, bitch.
Okay. Let me ask you this question. Let's say I want you to imagine the Earth is flat right now in your head, okay?
Okie dokie.
Just imagine it. Just imagine it, okay?
Got it.
Now, I want you to imagine God is sitting on a couch and we're in the corner, just in our little pet cage, okay? And I want you to imagine he opens the dome and he takes you out and he puts you under the flat Earth. And he says, all right, if gravity exists, I'm going to let you go and you're not going to fall. And he puts you under the flat Earth. The moment he lets you go, I promise you, you are going to fall. And then he's going to catch you and probably put you back in. But that's what's going to happen. That's why gravity is a joke to me. Because we say it's the top. But if I was to go at the bottom of the flat Earth, I'm more than 100% sure I would just fall and die. So there is no gravity. It's a joke.
Honestly, I feel like I don't even need to argue with you. I just need to let you explain how you believe things and then just move on. Because none of it makes any sense.
Okay, yeah, show me mass. Look, show me mass attracting mass. Go outside, grab 2 rocks, and make them attract to each other.
That's not how mass attracting mass
Exactly.
What?
Exactly.
What?
You're saying it only pulls down? You're saying it only pulls down? Yet when we go inside the Earth, it literally pulls from left to right and all different angles? No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, when you dig into the Earth. This happens.
And gravity comes sideways when you dig into the Earth?
Yeah, you can grab simple material, simple mass from the Earth, and you can use the magnetics to make it attract from the left to the right to up to down, and it's like
citation needed for that. Citation needed.
It's common sense. This is common sense.
No, gravity coming in sideways when you dig in a hole is not common sense.
No, if you dig and you grab the mass that is magnetic, right?
That's not what we're talking
about. That you believe the mass is pulling down, okay? But the only thing we really have is magnetics. So let's grab the magnetics, the only thing that we know pulls. So let's grab that, okay? And let's see if we can make it, pull things sideways, to the left, to the right, up and down. It pulls in all directions. But you're telling me that because this right here falls in my hand, that automatically it only goes in that direction? No.
Okay, well, until you can show it going in another direction, yes. I have never seen... Nothing you're saying makes any sense. When you dig in a hole... When you dig in a hole and there's no magnetic material involved, so let's take magnets out of the equation because we're not talking about magnets.
Yeah, let's just get random dirt.
And suddenly gravity starts pulling at you sideways. Is that your claim?
No, my claim is that... Look, this is my claim. My claim is that you're saying mass attracts mass. Okay, let's get some dirt, one on one side of the table, one on the other. It should attract to each other because it's a mass attracting mass. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying. No. If you're saying it's only going to pull down, then good luck. What are you going to do with the magnetics?
Hey, W.
Which one is it?
W, let me ask you something. What do you think has a bigger gravitational pull? The dirt on the other side of the table from the dirt that you're talking about, or the Earth that's underneath it?
Of course, the Earth. Duh.
So why would
there's your answer.
why would the dirt attract each other when they are both under the influence of the gravitational attraction of the Earth?
Because mass attracts mass. It shouldn't stop it.
No,
It's
now
not
shouldn't
any
stop it. They
mass
should
is
still
attracted
attract to
to
each
any
other.
mass, or else the world would just be one squished together ball.
God. And we don't see that happen.
Exactly, because that's not what mass attracting mass means.
No, mass attracts. No, this is what mass attracts mass means. It means I can get some simple ass toilet paper in a simple cup and wait for it to attract to each other because that's mass
No, it
attracts mass.
doesn't.
Yes, that's what you're saying. You're saying mass attracts mass.
Okay, you're having a
That is
fundamental
what you are
misunderstanding here.
saying.
The term mass attracts mass does not mean any and every mass attracts to any and every mass for no reason. What's the reason? It's the amount of mass.
Okay.
How are you not getting that?
It's like you don't get it.
Right. It's like you don't get it.
I can literally grab stuff from
I'm
inside
losing
the
my
Earth.
mind.
I can literally grab stuff from inside the Earth and they won't attract to each other. But if I grab the magnetics, they will. So which one is it? Is it magnetics or is it just mass attracts mass? It's not provable. It's a joke. It's a theory. I find it freaking hilarious. And then on top of that, you guys can't prove the core. And then on top of that, not just that, in his video, there are German scientists saying that the core literally makes gravity fluctuate. It is causing an issue. So they are connected, which means Craig was wrong. Okay? Because unfortunately, their word is bigger than Craig's word.
Well,
because
I
guess
think-
what? There's a
I
German
think-
scientist with the satellite. They are the ones with the
Craig
satellite.
was saying was that whether or not the core exists has nothing to do with whether or not you can prove the globe. I don't think.
well,
this
no,
is
I was literally trying to explain to him that what happening in the core makes no difference to the mean gravitational field of Earth, because it's the entire mass of the planet as one thing that causes gravity. The core is basically responsible for helping create our magnetic field, not our gravitational field. They are very, very different things.
Yes, and guess what? The German scientists say otherwise than you. Exactly. You are not the end-all, be-all of gravity.
No,
They are saying
I'm
something
not.
different. I am saying something different, and so did Armored Skeptic. He said something different. So we all have different theories. I just don't think it exists anymore.
Let me explain to you that there isn't any other theories. What the current accepted science of Einsteinian and Newtonian principles are what gravity is. They're not. I don't even know about these German scientists, but they're certainly not done a peer-reviewed paper or anything, because I would have heard about it. So
they're on physics.org, a literal organization.
Right, have you got the link that you could show us for that?
I sent it to you in the video. Unfortunately, you didn't watch. See, I told you. I prove you wrong every time. But it's in the video. I left it there.
So I don't think you understand what theory means or what peer-reviewed journal
I'm going to step back again.
Yeah. So let's move on to another subject. Let me ask you a question. Why is it that when we go 120,000 feet in the air, why is it completely flat? Why? Explain.
120,000?
Yeah, 120,000 feet. They send up,
Citation
those air balloons. Why is it completely flat?
Citation needed.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Hang on, I'm pretty sure I can pull up footage of around that height and show you a fucking curve.
Yeah, sure. Be my guest. We'll both post. Okay? We'll both post an image.
Sure.
Okay? All right. You want me to send it to you, Craig? I'll send it to Craig. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, just screen share it and I'll show it to everyone.
I already sent it to you on the send message.
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier if you just screen share it so that I can then just show everyone.
Just press on the camera, right? Okay.
The three buttons on the top right, the three dots. Click on that and it says screen share on it.
Okay. Let's see. All right. Give me a second. Can you see it?
Yep. Now let me just get that put out on here. Okay. Yep. You're presenting.
Yes, at 121,000 feet. Why is it completely flat? Now,
Oh my god.
if you want to
See it
show
very
me
clearly.
around at 120,000 feet, please do.
I can't see that very clearly. I can't, just by looking at it, say that it's exactly flat. Do you have some kind of line that you could draw across it to show that it's actually flat? Could you put something else in the frame to show that I'm not seeing any kind of fisheye effect?
Okay, here. I'll give you a better one. I'm going to show you one with a curve at 120,000 feet.
Why?
That sound better? That sound better?
I'm not sure why you'd want to do that, but sure.
Okay, here, I'll show you. I'll show you why I want to do that. Okay? Let's see. Give me a second. Let me just... where is it?
I've got mine up if we want to do that.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, share yours.
I can just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, you can share yours, please.
There we go. And there you go. That is not even.
That is perfect. That is actually the curve I'm looking for. Thank you.
Why?
Because unfortunately, you never understood my model.
Your model has
now I'm going to show you why people see this curve.
Your flat model has a curve?
Yes, it does.
All right. I'd love an explanation for that, because that looks like a round Earth to me.
Now give me a second.
Let me
Let's get this right here. Oh God, this one's too tiny. This one might be better. There we go, that's way better. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my model, okay?
Go for it. It's not gonna be a model, but okay.
So this would be not an exact model. The center would be pushed in, but you see this? This is my model. This is the curve that I'm talking about. Okay? This is the curve. This is the curve. God described a circle on the earth.
I just want to clarify.
This is the curve you're seeing.
That is the model that you are proposing.
There's slight differences to it, but the center would be pushed in, and it would probably be a little bit more expanded out. But there is a inscribed circle on the earth, like God said, and it's easy to prove. There's a curve. When we go high up, we see flat, but once it gets close enough to the curve, it changes to a curve. And I'm just like, I couldn't explain it at first, and then I was like, wait. The Bible is clearly saying this place is inscribed with a circle. So that curve that you just showed me, which I love, by the way, I had Planner Walker in my debate show me the same thing. He showed me the same thing. He's like, why is there a curve here? I'm like, oh, it's because of the circle that God made. That's why. And that's what kind of keeps all the water in. So, makes everything easier.
That makes no geometric sense whatsoever.
Yeah, to you it makes no geometric sense.
I'm staring at this image.
To me, it makes perfect sense.
That you
Look,
think.
we have it on camera, right? Look, you showed me the photo yourself. That there is a curve out there. I believe it. I believe it. It's the flat Earth curve.
There's no curve on a flat Earth.
Yes, there is curve on my God's flat Earth. There is.
That would not create a 360-degree curve wherever you go.
Okay, well here, let me show. Let me get you a better one.
I love that model. That's hilarious.
Yeah, very interesting, isn't it? I know. I love it too.
It's funny. Yeah, I'll give you that. So are you aware that that's basically the AE map? Do you know what the AE map is?
Yes, the azimuthal equidistant map.
Are you aware that it doesn't work whatsoever, especially when?
No. That map. There's a lot. Your map and my map. There's issues on it. There's issues on it because I'm looking at other maps
on our map that we can't explain.
You can explain some of it, not all of it.
Every bit of it.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Hit me.
Okay, explain Miru. Where's Miru?
What is Miru? A place?
I'll show you.
Miru appears to be a Polynesian goddess in mythology. That's all I got.
That's all you got? Here. This is Miru. Where is this location? Hold on. Give me a second.
In Iran? There's a Miru in Iran.
No. I'm going to show you. And I don't think this is a full map. I think this is just a piece of it. But here, let me show you. Okay. Okay. This is Miru. Explain where that is. Sailors have gone to it. They write stories about this all the time.
I don't
Do
know
you have
what
any
that
idea
is.
where the heck this is?
I don't know what that is.
Exactly. I don't know where this is either. I have an idea
I've
of
never
what it
seen
is.
that image before. I'd need to actually look into it. You're showing me some old artwork. I don't know what it is.
No, this is an old map. These are ancient maps from the past that
Sure
people
looks like
literally
one,
wrote
but
down.
I could open up my copy of Lord of the Rings here and show you a pretty cool map.
Yeah. Hey, look. No. You keep saying it doesn't exist, but it's like people wrote this.
No,
map.
I didn't say it doesn't exist. I'm saying I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's just a piece of Earth.
It's a drawing. I don't know. I need something a little more than a drawing. I need who made that, when, where. Like, I don't know. I really feel like that doesn't prove anything. That's just an interesting drawing.
Well, guess what? There's a lot of stories about these places existing in history books. So it's like, okay, well,
I read my daughter a story about
can't be lies. I know all these history books can't be lies. Some of these have to be real. Now, where are they? Oh, it's a mystery to me, even to me. I'm telling you this.
Hey, W. I read my sister. I read my daughter a story about dragons earlier. So does that mean that because there's a story about them that they're real?
Yeah, dragons are real.
Oh God. What did I do? I'm sorry.
I left it on one of my.
Radical. I think I deserve you to fire one of your cannons there. Actually, I won't even put up defenses.
Is the Eye of the Sahara a dragon eye?
Oh,
are you gonna go full on edgewise?
Oh no, edgewise says that was a fish eye that the dragon was eating.
It was a fish eye.
Yeah. The fish was being eaten by the dragon.
Now I can show you a small petrified dragon. That's the most I can show you. A small one. I can't show you some giant flying dragon.
Small petrified dragon.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see that, but I bet it's just a bird or maybe a dinosaur.
No. It literally, it's literally shaped like a little. One of those dragons that you see in those statues that the knights are killing. That's all twirly and stuff, like in
like a Chinese dragon, like the snake dragon.
Yeah, like one of those Chinese dragons. Yeah, I never thought those existed. And then I found this, and I'm just like, wait, are there more of these around, or did they all get? Because you hear stories about dragons being killed, so I'm just like, are they talking about this? That people were going around killing these things?
Pull that up. I'd love to see it.
Oh God, hold on, give me a second. Oh. Give me a second. You're gonna have to give me a minute.
Oh my God, I'm pretty sure it's another rock. I'm pretty sure I found it, and I'm pretty sure it's another rock. It looks like a dragon, but yep, it's a rock. Like, pictures mean nothing, man. You need to show me. You need to show me somebody taking a sample of this thing and proving that it was once organic material or still is.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't
Otherwise, you've got a rock that looks like a dragon, man.
Yeah, I know, I understand. Like, I'm sorry, I can't go. One, I don't have the money.
You're sorry you can't prove
anything. Everywhere, even if I wanted to.
Show me an image.
These are spread out throughout all the earth.
So what you're telling me is you believe things based on what you see, because you obviously haven't looked into these images to find out if there's any kind of hard science behind them. You just take them at face value.
No, I never took them at face value at first. I never did.
Why don't you have any supporting evidence for them?
Well, here's the thing. It's not that I don't have supporting evidence for it. It's just that at first,
bring it to the table.
Huh?
Like, why didn't you load your gun before you came here?
What do you mean? Why didn't I? What the heck are you talking about?
You expected to show me pictures and expected me to believe them, or
no? I don't.
Then where is the supporting evidence? You're not getting this.
I did not expect you to believe it at all. What you're saying is that basically, because this is what you said in the beginning, the MFU professor is fake. He's a lie. Okay, he's not a real geologist. That's what you're saying. and he hasn't done his research. That's what you're saying. That is what you're saying. Now, I'm not saying every single one of these bad boys, of course, is alive. Of course, I don't think that. I think some of these are freaking statues. Okay, I'm not dumb. The human race builds stuff. But the fact of the matter is that you're trying to say that he's wrong, and then everyone else is wrong, when he has literal videos showing, going through detailed explanations about this.
I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying you can't prove he's right.
Saying all of them are wrong is kind of a jump. You want to say some are wrong? Sure. You want to believe
You're like that rabbit in the show Arthur, who's like, you really think people would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Oh, yeah, you guys do
You
it all the
need
time.
to investigate things.
Yeah, and Craig lied all the time. Hey, he's the one in the debate. He wanted it. He lied.
Okay, so I think we've established you take photos and videos at face value. You don't believe in
No, I don't.
in peer
I don't
reviewed
take it at
journals.
face
You
value.
don't
I
believe
really
in
don't.
supporting evidence. Geez, I don't know. I don't feel like there's much further to go here. I think I've achieved my purpose of showing that you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Of course. Good luck with that. So the guy who can't even prove the core yet.
Do me a favor,
Prove
W.
before you denied it.
Do another video where you take the bits of this and get destroyed, and then post them on your channel because you think that you won because they're hilarious.
Oh yeah,
I always win.
Yeah, of course you do.
Every debate. I can tell. I can feel it. I can feel it. Because it doesn't matter how you guys feel or what
But it matters how you feel.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. What matters is
Apparently you are the arbiter of truth. So that's good to know.
Truth. Hey, you're the liar, Craig. I posted it online. You're the liar.
Yes, I'm the liar because I told you that you didn't see a satellite going across the moon casting a shadow. That makes me a liar. Wonderful. Good job.
Yes.
Right. I like Dead Kennedy said there. I think we've beaten this dead horse as much as we can. Really. I think you've done excellent there, Dead Kennedy. You've pretty much fed him plenty of rope that he's managed to hang himself with over and over.
No, it's just you guys believe in gravity, which you guys can't even prove.
Yeah. Okay. If you say so, bud. I'm a flat earther now. Well done. Convinced me.
Oh no, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm gonna let you go to hell.
You need to change your channel name to Save the Flat Earth.
Yeah, totally. And I can't go somewhere that doesn't exist. I'm more likely to go to Asgard than hell.
No, Asgard's gone. See, that's what happens when you.
Yeah, true. It was destroyed by a massive fire demon in Ragnarok. You were right. It is gone.
Oh, now you read. Okay. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. You guys like to use math, right?
Maths, yes.
Generally, yeah.
Okay, you guys like to use math. Okay, well I'm gonna do something for you. Okay.
Is it going to hurt my brain?
Oh yeah, it's gonna hurt you because you're not gonna understand shit.
Yes, I'm not going to understand it.
Okay, so I made a video talking about how atheists can't read religious text properly. They just can't. They're really stupid when it comes to religious text. They can't read it properly.
Well, while you're pulling that up, then can I ask you a question about Hebrew?
What?
So you think NASA stands for deceiver, right?
No, if I'm correct, I think that's Greek. I'm not 100% sure, but if I'm correct, it was Greek.
It's a Hebrew image that you show in your video.
Yeah, I know. No, because someone posted that up, and then so I think someone corrected him, and he's all like, "Oh no, I think it's in Greek, if I'm correct." But he said it's not actually Hebrew. He said it was another language.
It definitely is Hebrew, and you showed the wrong word. The word you showed is pronounced Nasha.
Yeah, I know, Nasha. Yeah.
Yes, and the word pronounced NASA does not mean to deceive. I'm just pointing out that you don't know your Hebrew.
Yeah.
NASA's not even a word, it's an acronym. So.
Exactly, and NASA doesn't mean anything aside from National Aeronautics and Space Administration.
Yeah, good luck with that. Never a straight answer. Yeah, never a straight answer.
Ask a straight question.
Okay, now I'm going to do something for you since, you guys think you're so good at math. Okay, well, let's see if you can understand religion. So I'm going to read this for you, okay? You ready?
I was born ready.
Story time, guys.
All right, tell me if you understand this. And in that fourth portal from which the sun rises in the first month are 12 window openings from which proceedeth the flame.
Oh, wait, this was the second season of Stargate, right?
When actually the rest of the heaven. And during this period, the day becomes daily longer and the night nightly shorter. And in the 13th morning, and on that day, the day is longer than the night by a 9 parts. And the amount of the days exactly in 10 parts and 10 to the 9 parts. And the sun rises from that fourth portal and sets in the fourth and returns to the fifth portal. These 30 mornings and rise from it and sets in the fifth portal. And then the day becomes longer by 2 parts and amounts to 11 parts. And the night becomes shorter and amounts to 7 parts. And it returns to the cast. Okay, tell me what I just said. Explain it.
You explained the progression of the sun throughout the days and the year.
I was going to say it sounds
No,
like the seasons.
explain it in detail. There's 14 chapters to this. I just read a small paragraph.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
well,
that paragraph
even
was
enough.
that paragraph basically explained the progression of the sun throughout the year and how the days become shorter and the nights become longer. The wonderful thing about the Bible is that it was written by 400 people over like no seven. It was like 1,700 people over a span of 40 years. Sorry, that wrote maybe over 100 years. I think I'm even wrong there, but it wasn't even written by one person. It was written by a whole bunch of people. And the more important thing is that what you're reading there is a translation of 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 a translation. So I'm really not interested in putting any stock at all in what the Bible says, because it's not a science book and should not ever be used to determine the shape of the earth. And I have an ex-flat earther who is a very strong believer in Christ and a Christian that wants to debate you on the scriptures, and I very much want to see you get destroyed in
Oh, God, that's going to be funny.
I would love to see a Globe Christian debate him. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, he's the first ex-flat earther that I ever interviewed, Clear Cognition.
Clear
Man,
Cog.
there are
That's
many.
cool.
It's like 1%.
Well, I've interviewed 4 of them, and I know of many, many, many more. So,
No, I think I've only known 3 so far. 3, that's it.
it's all right. You'll be an ex-flat earther soon.
The majority of everyone else pretty much stays.
Right. But I think we are probably going to end the debate there, guys, because just constantly hearing why you're an idiot misunderstand things is starting to lower my IQ.
No, I'm just using common sense, dude.
Yeah, I don't think that word means what you think it means.
Yeah, not my fault you're an idiot.
Hey, Dead Kennedy, so what you got going on your channel?
What do I have going on my channel? Ooh,
Yeah.
Space science stuff, astronomy stuff, and debunking silly conspiracies. And I like to take an angle from kind of a psychological and philosophical perspective. I can't figure out if this is extreme Dunning-Kruger or he's a Poe. And that's
Neither.
about all I
You're
can-
correct. And I love it.
I mean, do you ever consider that you might be wrong?
Yes, I have admitted to being wrong on certain things, like the celestial poles. I remember I used to think that there was only one celestial pole. And then someone showed me evidence for another one, and I had to scratch my head a little and rethink how do I fit these, how do I do this? And then I came up with my answer. I'm like, oh, this is easy.
It's cute that you think any geometric shape aside from a sphere can have 2 poles by definition. But
It is cute, isn't it?
awesome.
I think that's a great way of describing it. Very cute.
It's what I thought at the start, but now I know for a fact that 2 celestial poles exist on the flat Earth.
I also want to say to you, why you're an idiot, thank you very much for increasing my YouTube analytics, because you have now left over 220 comments on my channel in less than 36 hours. So yeah, that's really nicely done, and it will help the YouTube algorithm pick up my channel. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Don't worry, help me too.
First time he commented on one of my videos, instead of hitting edit, he just left like 7 different comments.
Oh yeah, you were saying stupid shit. You were saying shit that made no sense. So I was like, okay, well, this guy's an idiot. Just like, what is it, Team Skeptic, I think, when he came on yesterday? Oh, God.
And destroyed you then. That was lovely.
No, he didn't. Team Skeptic wish he could destroy me. Holy hell. He's so stupid.
I'm gonna read out some super chats now. So we have $6.66 from Ranger Man 9404. I have a feeling that why you are an idiot is going to prove why he is one, and we'll put the ding in dingbat. Yep, he did. Well done. Tig Logan 16, $10. Nice Dunning-Kruger. And another $10. Poe or just insane. I think a bit of both, to be honest. $2 from Fohammer 335. Why are an idiot needs to get committed to an insane asylum? Yep, I think he's missing from one. $2 from Brian Shannon. Some snake charmer played a skin flute, grew back. Okay. $2 from Colin Field, no message. $2 from Tim Hill, that dude is an idiot. I think if you mean why you're an idiot, then yes, you're right. 10 Australian dollars from Colin Field. Can someone tell this firmament lover that the word root means expanse? It does not literally mean firm and has nothing to do with his proposed presence of a fishbowl.
It has several other meanings. This guy's an idiot.
No, it comes from the 4th century Vulgate word firmamentum, which comes from the Hebrew rakia, which means expanse.
Yep. $15 from Tim Hill. Why on earth does this guy warrant a debate? He's a fanatic and is lying through his teeth to support his delusions. Well, like this particular debate was because I personally felt bad that Dead Kennedy missed out on debating this guy because he, pussied out and decided to debate me instead. So I wanted to make sure that Dead Kennedy had his chance.
I much appreciate that.
No worries. MA2 Fletcher Eisler, $10. Just because I love you, Craig, but not in a weird way. That sounded less weird in my head. I love you too. I love all of you. $2 from Space, comma. It doesn't mean much to me. Why you are an idiot, 2019. Yep, I'll get that on a t-shirt. €5 from Luke File Walker. I live in a valley, and at some points in that valley are the GPS signals from space because every other ground-based signal gets blocked. Yep. Satellites are in space, and signals come from space. It's proven every day. €2 from MS Digessa. I appreciate your work, FTFE. Keep up destroying the FE. Thank you. $5 from Tim Hill. Video showing anything in space equals fake. Idiotic video showing completely unbelievable phenomenon equals unquestionably true. Yep, that is pretty much his entire stick. $2 from, $2 Australian dollars from General E. Shady. Ding, just whoa, ridiculous. Yeah, hardcore ding there. $5 from Michael W. Warbell. Ask this flirter if he is an incel. I have to know there's a woman who could be attracted to this level of stupid. Why you are an idiot? Are you an incel?
I can fuck your girl.
Right, okay. So he's not an incel. He's just a moron.
Let's just say that.
Oh, man. If, stupidity is an STD, then you could infect the world. Tim Hill, $5. The earth is flat because cheddar cheese. Buick on the daisy heads in Microfinch means Rubik's Cubes or Salisbury steak. Well, that made more sense than anything Why You're an Idiot said today. €2, another €2 from MS Digessa. Logicked and creationist cat destroyed AR. Yep. $2 from People for Life. Why can't we see the edge from Australia? Another $2 from People for Life. My face hurts. I'm sorry, guys. I should have just a facepalm warning when you come on my channel as standard, because I've had to buy new glasses and stuff. $2 Australian dollars from Generally Shady. Let's all give him a ding as he deserves. Yeah, you get all the dings, mate. Don't worry. $10 from One Nerd VS. Firmament, meaning Latin, firmament meaning sky or expanse. It doesn't mean a dome. Your interpretation of scripture is as accurate as your interpretation of science. Yeah, don't worry. He's going to get another chance to come on the channel and have the scripture debate and get destroyed in that as well. Another $2 from People for Life. Game of Thrones proves dragons. Yep, also proves that heads can pop. Another $2 from Fletcher Eisler. Formula for flat Earth is I equals D times IO over T in a constant squared. Yep. $5 from Desinic one. This dude proved gravity. Also, this dude, yeah, dragons are real. Poetic. $5 from One Nerd VS. I'm giving you $5 more than Fiber Skeptic because I love you more. Aw, Fiber Skeptic's awesome though. Anyways, got to go back to work. I need to use math to build some tables. Yep, math is very important. I'll just reverse that, see if any more have come in. Oh, a few more. $1 from Jennifer Veterans for Truth. Thank you very much. No message. $2, no message from Joe Kovacs. And $1.99 from Pine Snake. North mythology does not support flat Earth. Yes,
it does.
I've
Tell them to shut up. Yes, it does.
I think the Vikings would disagree with you. But we are going to shut that down for tonight, guys. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thank you, Why You're an Idiot, for coming on and displaying your stupidity to the world once again. And Dead Kennedy in Space, thank you very much. I'm glad you got your opportunity to wreck this idiot. You did an amazing job.
Thank you very much for having me.
No worries. One more super chat's coming from Curtis Reynolds. The tree of life is mentioned in the Bible 7 or 9 times, depending on which version you use. Not one of them in any way talks about the height of the tree. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't.
Wrong.
And $1.99 from Canna X122. Vacuum chamber experiments demonstrate gravity. Yes, they most certainly do. Yep, so thank you guys. That's been great. I'm going to be back in a few days with episode 15 of Flurfs Are Idiots about Nathan Thompson, featuring Team Skeptic. And then a couple of days after that, I'll be back with episode 16, which is going to be about the moron that is currently in a lobby with us. And not Dead Kennedy in Space. So the other, that guy's the moron, not Dead Kennedy. But for tonight, guys, thank you very much for watching. And remember, stupidity is not a right. And just fight the flat earth.
Bye, idiots.